Hello everyone, Zelrinth here, and today I was just going to talk a little bit about the Herta and what her kit is. And now I'm not going to go over the kit, I'm just kind of going to go briefly over different things and thinking about whether or not you should pull. There's already been plenty of videos out there on her actual kit from people like Braxophone, who's already done it. So if you want to get her full kit, you can go watch one of their videos. They actually have access to them in game in a test server to actually display and show everything that happens. So we're not going to go into depth into her kit. I just kind of want to discuss on my thoughts on whether or not you should pull. Now, the Herta in lore is going to be what we know currently is that she is an emanator of erudition. So similar to Acheron, she is instead of being nihility, she is the erudition unit, and you can really see that within her kit, where she wants to be paired with another erudition unit to maximize her capabilities. And so if you're someone that likes you have good erudition units, or even if you don't, in my case, she's a must pull for me because I don't have really any. I mean, I have Himiko, you have your 4-star ones as well. She'll work with them just as well. But the big thing is you need another unit to activate one of her traces. And then you're also wanting to, if there's a lot of enemies, you're wanting to be able to hit all of them to build up those stacks. I think it's, what is it called here? Is it inspiration? Whatever the stacks that she puts on the enemies, interpretation. You want to get it on all the enemies, so as you kill the little ads, it'll put it on top of the elite, and then she can do big damage to the elite. One thing I've seen from watching the videos is, and this is one reason I skipped most erudition units, is they really were just pure fiction was their main bread and butter, but I would never really use them outside of that. I'd never use them, I wouldn't use them in the simulated universe. MOC, I've already got my solid MOC teams. Apocalypse, same thing. Got my Acheron, got my Firefly and the full break team. And I've actually kind of started building up a follow-up team. But now the Herta really opens up those options because pure fiction, they've been power creeping those enemies, and it's getting harder and harder to, if you really want to min-max getting everything completed, it's getting harder to complete it with your Acheron or Dotcaron, where some will call it, like where I take Kafka, Acheron, Black Swan, and say Ruin May into one side and then another one into the other side. It's getting harder and harder to max the stars out, and the Herta, everything you can see in her kit, she's going to, whatever side you put her on, she's going to melt it regardless, because not only does she do big damage to all the little ads, once she kills those ads, it's putting the stacks that she accumulates on the elite, and then she can do massive damage to that single target as well. And that's where also I think she's going to have a solid damage in MOC and Apocalypse as well. So she can be your new big ice damage dealer for MOC if they're weak to ice, and you want to use an erudition team, especially if there's somebody that summons ads, she's going to be absolutely great for them. Now, that to me puts her value quite high. I think she's going to be very good for anybody. I like the units that are they have them overpowered in lore as well as really, really good in their actual kit as well. So I think for most, she is going to be a very good pull. Now, and that's kind of looking at the second unit, which is Aglia. And she's going to be our first remembrance unit, and she looks like she's going to be quite strong. Now, if you have Acheron, to me, she's extremely easy skip. Acheron still does great damage, is still quite amazing. Is like my lightning unit. I ain't pulling on another lightning unit anytime soon, and I doubt we'll see if they end up making another emanator like her that's also lightning, so I'll probably end up pulling them. But I think she's easy to skip. One reason being we're going to have more remembrance units, and we've already seen a teaser of another one. I forget the name, but somebody that has a dragon, and it just looks a lot cooler. That, I mean, and they're probably going to be in a different, like another element that's outside of ice and lightning, which are those two big elements. So I feel like Aglia is an easy skip just because she's easily we're gonna have better remembrance units coming up that's gonna be in their whole path. I mean, you can already think about the break team, and we had a couple in there, but Firefly was the big one. And then if you think about follow-up, the big follow-up unit was Fei Xiao when she came out. So I think it's going to be the same thing with Remembrance and the summon units. We're going to get better units after her. So I think Aglia's kind of just that lead into it, and she's going to get someone else come out better real quick on that. So I think since she's going to be an easy skip for most, unless you like her, I mean, that's the big thing. And this game is easy enough that pull for who you like. But if you're thinking about your capabilities, I think the Herta is going to be a good one for the account, just because she's always going to me, be always solid in pure fiction. She's not getting power crept in that anytime soon because she pairs well with other eruditions. And so when we get a new power crept erudition unit down the line, you just pair them with the Herta and they're going to do amazing damage together. And then you can just limp along with another team like I can do with my Acheron in the other side if needed. And then you can also use her if you have to use someone for ice in MOC. And so great overall unit in that capability. Now there was the other nice thing about her as well, and this is going to be huge for me since I'm kind of lazy, is in her technique. The big reason I like Acheron is her technique is super useful and does something that no one else can do, can kill mobs instantly. So when I'm running that, she's pretty much always my main unit on the overworld when I'm running around. Now with the Herta, that may change simply because I'm terrible about getting all the chests on the map. And we had a kind of snippet of this with Topaz, where she had her little pig or whatever you call them go around and be able to find them or sniff out the chest for you. The Herta just straight up shows them on the map for you. And so to me, that especially when I come into an area brand new, she may be the one I use just so I can make sure I don't miss all the chests and stuff with her. And I mean, initially you want to kill the enemies to get their mats for the new units coming up. But like right now, currently, my Acheron, I don't have to kill the overworld maps. I can just run around them if I need to with the Herta. Or I can just fight them and kill them. It doesn't take that long to auto them. So I think she could end up being a new main world person for a lot of people, depending on your thoughts on that. To me, Acheron's just been the straight up best because how quickly she can kill stuff with the insta kills. But I think having that chest capability is going to be really nice on her. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think she is a very good meta level pickup for just about everybody. I can't really think of a scenario, unless you just don't like her or you don't have the pulls and you really want Aglia. I can't think of a scenario where I would say she's not to skip her. So to me, she's not a must pull. Nobody in this game is a must pull to me. I don't really feel anyone's at that level in this game. But I think she's up there as being one of the top pulls. You're probably going to see her in all the tier lists being tier 0 for being absolutely, especially on pure fiction. But I think she's going to be up there or just below it for like MOC. I don't know about Apocalypse yet, but they're going to definitely design an Apocalypse mode that's for her. So I think she's going to at least be tier 1 or 0.5 for the other two modes, and then absolute tier 0 above everyone else on pure fiction. And that's the nice thing about having a unit like her is if you're like me and you're playing 5 other gotchas, being able to easily, especially auto some of that content when it's like that Sunday, it's about to close, you need to rush it real quick, and you don't have the time to actually min-max your turns. If you can just auto it real quick, that's always nice, especially in a game like this. So to me, she's an easy pickup for a majority of people unless you just straight up don't like the character and you want Aglia and you don't have the pulls for it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is kind of my first attempt to do a Honkai Star Rail video. I've been playing it since it came out, but yeah, you can just kind of give me any feedback on it in the comments. This is a little bit different than the other games because this one is so much more popular. There's so many other bigger content creators that already cover the kits and crunch the numbers and that kind of stuff. So I don't want to kind of do that like I do in some of the other games that are a little bit smaller. And this is a little bit out of, there's so many units at this point, and since I haven't been creating content since the beginning, I don't really want to go as in-depth on the units. But yeah, just kind of give me my feedback, or if there's anything else you'd kind of want from me in these types of videos, because I do plan to kind of cover Honkai Star Rail to an extent now, starting with 3.0. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like my content, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, it really helps, and thanks for watching.